Okay, so a while back, I was on Pinterest again. And I came across this tweet, and this girl said that it's really strange how people, you've been with yourself for the whole year, like, you know yourself. Basically, she was just trying to say, you know yourself better than anyone else. But when somebody gives you a form of criticism, it kind of breaks your world. And then she goes ahead to say, do not listen to any other person, listen to yourself only because you know yourself better. And as much as this is true, there is a very, very pinch of salt kind of force in it, because I think sometimes we spend a whole lot of time with ourselves. We spend a whole lot of time with ourselves to the point that we get blind to our own flaws. So it's only right that sometimes others have to point out our own flaws. I mean, yeah, I know that sometimes people are just being mean and all hatey and stuff, but sometimes you will not see certain flaws in yourself until other people pointing out. I feel like we live with ourselves so comfortably to the point that even our flaws look like glorified I don't know, like things that should be glorified. Yeah, basically. I think I just gave you guys some kind of wisdom. Well, my name is Sade, and you are always, always welcome to the 2016 podcast. Welcome back to the 2016 podcast. Remember that my sexy name remains Sade. Well, thank you very much. First, I have to do this because I got a very huge love from the last episode we released, and so we're just here to say thank you very much for every single person that listened, that liked it, that shared it, that loved it, that put it out there. And you all are the real MVPs, and we are not here, or we cannot be here without your love, your kindness, and your making more. I don't even know what that means. But in today's episode, we are going to be looking at I hate myself and ways to combat self-hate. Ways to prevent it, ways to destroy it. Yes. Well, sometimes I feel like, sometimes we get to that point where we just don't understand ourselves. We're like, what does this even mean? Like, why is this happening to me? Sometimes we get to that point where being alone or being with ourselves is a very big burden. So we try to hide these things by constantly constantly socializing with people, constantly being around circles, and trying to hide the pain. Well, today we are going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about why people hate themselves, or why we have been at that point where we hated ourselves, the signs, the outcomes, and how to deal with it, all right? So first of all, we'll be talking about why. Now, in life, we're made to see everything as a competition. You're in school, they're out there giving prize for first, second, third. You're at work, they're giving best employee of the month. You are on Instagram, they're giving best. They're giving. Why am I laughing? They're giving best influencer of the year, and then you're just like, who the fuck am I? Do they know me at all? Who the fuck am I? Well, basically, yeah. So we tend to see our lives as a competition. And we always see that we always see ourselves going against our age mates, our course mates, our workmates. Everybody just wants to find that fitting, that certain where they always belong. Sometimes you find certain people that don't stay with friends that are better than them. Like, I've had situations where people are like, can you imagine, who is she? She's my friend. Why is she doing it? Why is she even better than me? Yeah. So some people try to put themselves in circles where they would always succeed, because they ain't got time to be hating on themselves. Yeah. So that is what That's one major reason why people tend to hate, or why we tend to hate ourselves. And it's because every single thing in life is seen as a competition. We are always made to understand that if you don't get here first, somebody else will pass you. And so when we don't even get there first, we tend to judge ourselves, we tend to hate ourselves, we tend to complicate things and just make ourselves seem like we are worthless, quote and unquote. Yeah, so there are basic signs, there are few signs that you need to watch out for. Some of you might be like, I don't hate myself, I love myself, self-love, self-empowerment. Why am I laughing at all these things? Okay, the weird thing is that since yesterday I've been laughing at every single thing. And I don't even know, I was in church yesterday, and then the preacher man made a joke and I was laughing my ass out. I know it was funny, because I could relate, but shit, I've been laughing and it's really weird. But let's go back into today's episode, yeah? So there are various signs that you should look out for if you feel like, Shade, I don't really know if I hate myself, or Shade, I think I do, but I don't know what to, I don't know, I'm going to show you the signs. I'm going to tell you the signs. So we're going to be clear on that, all right? So the first thing is you're always focused on the negative. Like, a whole lot of things can happen. You could get promoted today. You could get married today. You could get a child today. You could get a new car today. But just one simple thing happens. Maybe you got a query at work. And that's like, Jesus, why must this happen to me of all this? Now you've literally forgotten that a whole lot of good things happen in your life. You just focus on that negative thing that is, because you feel like you should be perfect. You feel like every single day should be 100 over 100. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you guys now that every single day you must have one failed achievement. All I'm trying to tell you is that no matter what happens in life, all right, some days you're going to have, other days you're going to have, yeah, all right. So when you're having those days, just understand that it is normal. You don't have, and there's really no reason for you to hate yourself. Don't always focus on the negative things, okay? Now, another sign of self-hate is low self-esteem. You just don't feel like you can do it, yeah? Like, probably you're very good when it comes to drawing, and then you go into a circle and they're like, who can draw? And you're about to stand up, but then you now see somebody that you are pretty much familiar with their work. Yeah, you might be better than that person, but because you feel like, the person has already stood, the person is already up now, there's no need, yeah, let me just sit down. Low self-esteem, you're always putting yourself below. You always feel like you might be top class, but in your head you're like, I don't know. Do you understand? Don't ever. This is just another little reminder to not doubt your potentials. Inside of you, there are amazing things that are about to explode. All right. Another sign here of self-hate is you're always trying to fit in. All right. You hate. Like I was telling you guys, you hate being alone so much that you just want to be in a circle all the time. There was a time I found myself in this, and it was because I didn't know how to handle myself. I didn't know how to be with myself. I just didn't like things going on around me. So I always wanted to be in circles where they appraised me. Oh, Chidera, you're so funny. I'm like, of course I am. Chidera, you're so pretty. Of course I am, right? Because I didn't like myself so much. I didn't even like myself at all. So I wanted to hear other people's comments, all right? So you're always trying to fit in. You're always trying to belong to a circle. This is another sign that, my baby, you don't like yourself. You do not like yourself at all right? Another sign of self-hate is you feel like every compliment is a lie, all right? You know that thing, you're so pretty. I bet no they bobo me. No they they why me Nigerians you should know. Shugbo. Yeah. This is not a clear representation of self-hate. Sorry, I'm saying hate. Self-hate. But in certain cases, people that always tend to turn compliments or tend to assume that all compliments given to them are lies, they tend to not like themselves because they just can't believe that they are that good. Your work is really good. I beg, are you sure? Is it true? Are you sure? See, this pencil is doing like this. My baby, from now on, take compliments. Take it. Your shoe is fine. Thank you very much. Even if you feel that the shoe is ugly, thank you very much. Different eyes, different opinions. Another thing is Another sign of self-hate is you see criticisms as hate. You always feel like anybody that's criticizing you hates you, and that is not true. Like, you know how I started today's episode? Yeah. So sometimes we just don't see certain flaws in ourselves, and we need others to point it out. All right. So whenever someone criticizes you, always go back and look. Is this it? Shade, you're always angry. What's your problem? You calm down. Am I always angry? Okay, yeah, I'm always angry sometimes. Then you work on it. If it's something you need to work on, then you put your ass in it. All right. Another sign of self-hate is you are always jealous. Always jealous. I think we can put always jealous in something I had said earlier. You just want to fit in, yeah. So you just want to be in a circle where you are the best of the best of the best. Meanwhile, like, every other person is better than you in something else. All right. So you're always jealous. You're like, why does she have to get 18 over 20 and I had to get 17 over 20? My love, this is not that deep. One score, it's not that deep. All right. Another sign of self-hate is you're always throwing a pity party. You never celebrate your little wins. All right. You know, I had said this earlier. A whole lot might be happening in your life that turns out really good, but just that one thing, you would focus on that one thing. My love, self-hate is deeper than it is. I mean, you might be looking at these signs and you're like, Shadi, I experience most of these signs, but I don't hate myself. My baby, my sweetheart, listen to me. It builds up over time. Over time, you see that you're always jealous. Over time, you see that you no longer like your company. You always want to fit in. Over time, you see that you don't accept compliments. Over time, criticism irritates you. They just piss you off because you're like, why are you telling me? Do you understand? So these things build up over time. I'm not saying that if you're always jealous, you hate yourself. Yeah. But over time, when you notice that you're always getting jealous, before you know it, you're always criticizing yourself. Before you know it, you start not before you know it, you no longer feel good about yourself. Do you understand? So these things build up over a certain number of time. Let's now move in. Now, there are causes of self-hate, yeah. And I'm just going to talk about 3 main causes that are pretty much pertinent. I'm taking this online course where every single time this man says pertinent. And I'm like, what's your problem? Well, the 3 main causes I put here are childhood experiences, bad relationship, and mental health conditions like depression, anxiety. Now, there are a whole lot of things. I'm a very living experience, but I'm a living experience of childhood experiences making me not like who I am. Now, if you grew up in a setting where you're always blamed, you're always accused, you're always called out amongst your siblings, it really goes a very long way, because for you to now love yourself, it's going to take a lot of time. So you need to understand that childhood experiences, the way your parents treated you, the way your siblings treated you, the way your family treated you, the way people around you treated you, goes a whole long way to determining if you will love yourself. Now, like I said, it goes a whole long way to determine if you will love yourself, but it should not be the only ground on which you love yourself. Now, I need you to understand one thing. Growing up, we're exposed to a whole lot of things, and I've come to understand in life that when people are passing out a certain kind of energy to you, it's based on the energy they are receiving most of the time, though. All right. So when you're in that certain where your mom is always blaming you for something, look at it. Maybe she's just like, she had a very shitty day at work, and for weird reasons, whatever you do just seems to go hand in hand with her anger and everything. All right. So with childhood experiences goes a very long way to determining a level of self-hate or a level of self-love. Bad relationships, like if you've been in those relationships that you've given your all, and I'm not just talking about sexual relationships or sexual relationships here. I'm talking about relationships in general, with same sex, with the opposite sex, friendships and everything, and you're always giving your all in relationships, and it's just not working out. Before you know, you begin to ask yourself, am I the problem? I mean, why do all my female friends leave me? Why do all my male friends leave me? Why are my relationships not working? Why are my boyfriends leaving me? Why are my girlfriends leaving me? Why is this my 5th marriage? Why is this my 7th marriage? Why is this my 3rd divorce? You begin to question yourself. You begin to just Wonder why. I just wonder why. I just wonder why. I'm a musician. Oh my god, I sang again. I'm so sorry, guys. Well, yeah, basically, so these things go a long way in determining your level of self-hate. All right, so depression, anxiety, those mental health conditions, we know that these things exist. We know that childhood experiences are real, and this does not go without saying that never neglect your childhood experiences. Yeah, I know that a whole lot of us fight through the pain. Our big girls, big boys, we don't feel no pain, we don't care about nobody. My love, listen, yeah, deal with everything that comes into your life. And I mean deal with everything. Whatever is going to damage, whatever is going to affect your emotional strength, always deal with it. All right, so if you're coming from that background where you felt like your mom doesn't you feel like your mom doesn't like you, deal with it as you are growing up. Deal with it now that you have the time, because before you know it becomes really part of you. You just see yourself as, what, me and my mother, we cannot work out. There's no relationship, there's no love, there is nothing there. All right, so I always advise people to deal with every single emotion they are battling with. All right, don't say I get coconut and I no go listen. You better listen. No, you better listen to me. Listen. All right, yeah. So we're gonna be diving in again. We're going to be looking at the outcomes of self-hate. The first thing here is you convince yourself that there's no need to try. You're like, I beg, I'm not the best now, so there's no need to try. I mean, Angela is here, she's good with music. I'm not even that good when it comes to music, so there's no need to try. My love, there's always a need to try. All right, but when you judge yourself a lot, when you do not like yourself, you always convince yourself that there is no need to move, there is no need to try, there is no need to improve, there is no need to advance. Another thing you find yourself doing is substance abuse. Eating too much, isolation. Now, some of you be like, I've seen somebody that tells me, I just smoke because it uplifts my spirit. And I know this person to be really sad. Like, he has a whole lot of undealt emotions. He hasn't dealt with like a whole lot of things that have happened in his life. So smoking is a way of isolating it. It's a way of forgetting it. I was talking to a friend one time and I was like, Aisha, I'm so tipsy, I'm so drunk, I'm so this, I'm so that. I'm like, I don't know you to drink, so why are you drinking? And then he's like, I just want to fuck all this shit, man. I want to forget all this shit. And I'm like, you're going to sober up like soon. You're going to remember all this shit. So what's your point? I always feel like, I don't feel like, I'm telling you now to always deal with whatever comes your way. Drinking, smoking, eating too much. I have done this eating too much. Well, generally, I do love food, yeah. But like, when I'm going through when I'm going through a certain kind of emotion, when I don't feel comfortable about myself and about what I have achieved so far in life, I just delve, like, me and food, just let's sit down there. So no matter, and when I get extra pounds, when I add extra weight and my trousers no longer fit, my breast is popping out from my bra, I'm like, oh my god, I hate my body, I hate myself, why am I so fat? Do you understand? So all these things just lead to another level of self-hate that you're putting yourself through. And my love, I don't want you going through that in 2022, all right? I want you being your best self, all right? So let's cut down all this drinking, smoking, eating too much, isolation. If you notice that, I don't rate myself 100 over 100. I don't even rate myself 90. I don't even rate myself 20. You need to tackle that emotion and not hide it, all right? Another outcome of self-hate is you're always getting ready to fail. You purposely just put yourself in that position to fail. You're like how I used the example earlier, how you feel like Angela is better than you, so there's no need to try. You're always just setting up yourself for failure. And when you fail now, you get angry. And when you get angry, you go through another level of self-hate. All right? So these outcomes they put you in, they get you. It's a cycle of self-hate you're putting yourself through. So deal with it. I'm going to keep on telling you guys, deal with these emotions. Deal with every emotion that comes your way. All right? Now, the second to the last outcome here is, you're hanging around toxic people. Another one here is you feel like an outcast. I'm going to address you feel like an outcast first. Let me assume there are two circle of friends here, A and B. The better circle of friends is A, but because you hate yourself and everybody in A preaches self-love, you feel like an outcast in A. And the circle of B has toxic people, so you go to the circle of B. Do you not get? Do you get? I swear I could be a teacher because it's in my blood. Do you understand? So this, like I was saying earlier, these outcomes, if you don't deal with them ASAP, like if you don't deal with your self-hate, these outcomes will only get you into more level of self-hate. Now you're going to start finding out that you're convincing yourself that, there's no need to try. Before you know it, you get angry that you did not even try, and then you fail, and then you get angry that you failed, and then you get into substance abuse, you get into eating too much, you get into isolation, and before you know it, the healthy circle of friends that you have, you tend to feel like, I don't belong here, and then you get the toxic people. So all these outcomes, it's taking you lower, Satan, low. I'm really funny. Like, I was talking to a friend. I'm sorry to branch out here. I was talking to a friend, Israel, and he was telling me I'm not funny. I am funny. I'm funny. I'm so funny. Okay, so these outcomes are things you need to really look out for, and you need to focus on them, and you need to understand that there's only one version of you. And for that version to survive, for that version to pull through, you have to ensure that every single day you are becoming a better person. Now, the last point here is we're going to be looking at the ways to combat self-hate. Babies, you got to tug back at that spirit. And yeah, I know I called it a spirit. And I feel like everything is a spirit. Love, hate, I can't explain it. I think it's just like some spiritual evolution. I'm having some spiritual insights right now. But yeah, let's go back, okay? So you need to talk back at that self-hate. Now, when you feel like you're setting up yourself to fail, be like, see, I cannot fail. See, I might not be the best, yeah, but I'm good. And that's all I need to know. I might not be A class. I mean, I might have had 7 failed relationships. Damn, that's too much. But I'm sorry. I might have had 7 failed relationships. But that doesn't make me a terrible person. I might need to work on certain areas in my life. But that doesn't mean that I can't have a very good relationship. Alright? I might have had a very bad childhood experience. My mom might have, I might have been that outcast child, the black sheep of the family. But that doesn't mean I can't improve on my relationship with my mom. And that doesn't mean that I cannot be a better mom to my kids. You got to understand that you have to talk back at these things. In fact, spiritually, we're made to understand that when we talk to certain things, when we address certain things, in the spirit realm, it is heard, it is understood. That's why most times people will say things like, watch your words, be mindful of your words, because your words carry power. So if you're the kind of person that always say, my baby, I don't feel now, shit is I don't want stress. See, my loves, scrap that shit. Take that thing out, alright? This year we are speaking positive all through. Positive vibes on God. Do you understand? So talk back at that criticism, talk back at that hate, talk back at that self-efficiency. When you feel like you want to go into food because you're trying to hide your emotions, talk back and be like, see, I'm only eating pizza because I love pizza and I want to eat pizza. I'm not eating pizza to hide my pain. Alright? Another way to combat self-hate is change the circle. Remember in the last part we said you find yourself hanging out with toxic people and you feel like an outcast, yeah? So when you feel like, okay, I have 7 friends and all my 7 friends feel like life is useless, my love, change that circle. I know there are a whole lot of things going on in the world at large, but I think it's even worse to have a circle of friends that do not rate life. My baby girl, change that circle. My baby boy, change that circle. All right. From now on, we're only hanging out with people that will grow us, give us the right jaye moves. When I mean jaye, I mean give us the right party moves. All right. This year is good vibes only. Like I said before, positive words only. Now, another way to combat self-hate is. For some of us, you just need to see a therapist. All right, because some of you listen to this, listen to this, listen to this, listen to this, and be like, Shadi, Kole, walk, it's not working. You are hurting me, it's not working. You might need to see a professional, someone that will properly walk you through the path, walk you through the lines, walk you through every single thing you need to understand, walk you through, oh, this is the reason, your mom, talk to me about your mom, talk to me about your dad. The thing about therapy is they go deep in, all right? So this might be a very good help. Yeah, it might be a very good help for anybody that is really looking to come out from that realm of self-hate. If you're really deep in, I would advise to go for therapy. All right. So another point here is, the last point here actually is, you have to make an effort to celebrate little wins. So I'm going to tell you a little gist. I'm going to share a little gist with you. I have this very amazing friend that's really good looking. He's a fine boy. He's a fine man. So one time we were talking, and he was like, where he is now, he was talking to me, and he was like, he doesn't feel accomplished, he doesn't feel like he's achieved a lot, blah blah. He said when he sets goals and he meets them, he doesn't feel fulfilled. And now I know this guy, and I know he's pretty young, and for someone that is pretty young, he has achieved a lot. All right, I told him, see, you got to learn to celebrate your little wins. Like me now, if I set a target and I meet them, my loves, nothing you wanna tell me. I'm buying chocolate that day. I'm chewing. I'm buying something that I really do want. There was a time for me to celebrate wins, I have to buy myself chicken. I don't care how tiny it is. I had to tell him, celebrate every single win. Even if you don't have money to spend and buy wine, buy chocolates, buy chicken, lie down on your bed and be like, oh my days, I did this today. All right, you went somewhere, and they're like, oh, your work is really good. Not, are you serious? It's really good. My baby, go back and glory in it. Don't let anybody put you down. For what? Who are they? Do you know their father? Does their father know you? Even if he knows you and you know them, it's nobody's business. All right, you got to understand that in life, if you do not get ready to celebrate little wins, my baby, it's going to be very hard. I'm done with that conversation here. So I had to tell him to celebrate little wins. I had to, if it means even penning them down, just write it down. Okay, today I said in March I said I wanted to get 500k, and now I'm ending March with 700k. That's really good. That's really good. You have to convince yourself. You see, in this life, if you don't talk to yourself, if you're the kind of person that you don't talk to yourself, my love, you have to start talking to yourself, because there's a whole lot of truth, there's a whole lot of vibes you will send in if you start talking to yourself. So if you've not started, start today. I know some people will be like, Shade, but I don't want to look mad. My baby, look mad. If you need to look mad, look mad. All right? If you see that, there's one little craze arising in you that's making you feel like you're insufficient, making you feel like you're worthless, making you feel like you don't stand a chance, my baby, I'm telling you straight up, speak to the situation. All right? The very first person that will give you positive vibes is you. All right? So you have to first talk to yourself. The way you surround yourself with amazing friends, they start sowing seeds and planting seeds of positivity around you. All right? So now you remember what we've spoken about. Abi, do you remember? If you don't remember, listen again. All right? Remember that self-hate kills. All right? Self-hate destroys. Self-hate stagnates, and that is not something that you want to do. That's not a place you want to be in 2022. My babies, 2021, 2020, what was before 2021? Yes, 2021, we're all just trying to find life, trying to move through life, pandemic, trying to deal with school, finishing that program, getting married, raising kids. 2022 is your year to blow out. Don't let anybody put you down. Don't let anybody sit you down. if you go anywhere, shalaye for them. They want to try you, shalaye. Why am I spitting violence now? Well, yes, we've come to the end of today's pod. But remember that there is one major love that is very vital, and that is self-love. All right, because if you do not love yourself, you cannot efficiently love others. You might love others, but you are going to be damaging yourself because you don't even feel any kind of, well, like I said, you cannot efficiently love others. Let's leave it there. All right. Thank you very much. I love you all. Remember, love, peace, and prosperity. And I do pray that the Lord God grants also longevity. Bye. Thank you very much for listening to today's episode. Now, please remember that you can always drop your feedback and your comments on our Instagram at the 2016 podcast, or on our Twitter at the 2016 podcast one. You can also send us an email. That's the 2016 podcast at gmail.com. Do not forget to like, to share, to subscribe, to comment, to share again, to drop your feedback. Now, if you also want to donate to the 2016 podcast financially, go to our Instagram page, and in our bio, you're going to see our link tree. I wanted to say link tree link. Does that make sense? We're going to see our link tree. Click on it and scroll to the last part where you see our financial section. You can always donate to us using our Yushrikhan link or our Patreon link. Now remember that every donation counts in the 2016 podcast, and this is to ensure that we bring out better quality and better products for you all. Now from my end is love, peace, and prosperity, and I do pray that the Lord grants us all longevity. I love you guys.